Welcome to the Millcreek Government Channel. I'm Judy Zelina. Joining us on our program today is one of my favorite people, Kelly Miller. We're going to be talking about one of my favorite places, the Erie Zoo. Kelly, thank you so much for joining us on the program. It's been a while since you've been here.
Thank you for having me. It has been a while, but I always look forward to coming and chatting with you.
The one thing I really want our viewers to know, and I'm so proud here in Erie, that our Erie Zoo is accredited with the Association of Zoos and Aquariums.
Yes.
Now, what does that mean to us in Erie County?
That's a really, really important thing, and people always ask about the AZA, which is what we call it for short. It's a group, an organization that kind of oversees accredited zoos throughout the country. And when you travel around this summer, you're visiting different zoos and aquariums, you always kind of look for that stamp of approval, because that means that every 5 years we go through a very detailed checkup, you would say.
All right.
They come in for a week. We're actually up for accreditation in 2015, so next summer we'll be preparing for that. And they come for a week. They look at everything. And when I say everything, I mean every nook and cranny.
Do they really?
Yes, they're checking on the animals. They're checking on our exhibits, making sure that the facility is safe for our staff, for visitors, and for the animals, having all three of those things in mind. And, passing that and having that accreditation, like I said, lasts for 5 years and is very important. And like I said, when you do travel around this summer, you always want to look for that stamp of approval. And, the AZA is very important about the animals that we get at the Erie Zoo as well. They kind of oversee all of the different animals at all the different zoos and look for the need. So for instance, our polar bear was kind of a big story last fall,
right,
Patches.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
We have a large construction project, which I'm sure we'll talk about later,
Okay.
going on, but her exhibit was one of the ones that was going to be worked on. And the AZA realized that we were going to have to move her, and since they are affiliated with all the zoos, they looked for the zoo that was in need of a polar bear, and that happened to be the North Carolina Zoo. They had an $8 million exhibit with no polar bears in it, so she was moved there. So a lot of people do ask, how do we get our animals? A lot of people think it's like a buying and selling process, and that's not how it works. It's all through the AZA, and they make their recommendations of who needs specific animals, who has the need, and who has the space, the adequate amount of space for that animal.
It doesn't seem like it's been 5 years already, because I remember just talking that they were just coming in
Yes.
to do an inspection. And like you said, it's a thorough,
Very thorough.
checkup.
Yes.
Yes. But I am so proud. I'm so proud of the Erie Zoo. If you haven't been there in a while, really, you have to go down, see what they're doing. In fact, you've got a construction.
A very large construction project going on right now.
Yeah,
so you come week to week, it's changed so much, even day to day.
Mm-hmm.
What we're renovating is the original moated area, which is original to the zoo from the 1960s. So before it housed our lions, and it was 2 polar bear exhibits. Like I said, Patches has moved to North Carolina.
Right.
And so we're renovating, we're calling it a large cat area now. So the lions, 2 females, Nala and Jayla, have moved to the main building in our old gorilla area, and people are going crazy. They love it. The lions love it, the visitors love it, because they're getting nose to nose with them. And the girls are loving it because they're right in front of the windows. They're pawing at people, having a great time. So that's worked out really well. And then once the project is over, hopefully this fall, we will be having a pair of Canadian lynx in there. They'll be a breeding pair, so hopefully have babies next year. And then we will also be moving our leopard up to that area as well, just to bring kind of a different feel to it. And we're really excited. I've seen drawings of what it's going to look like, what it's done, but it'll be nothing compared to what it looks like.
No, you guys, you do the greatest job there. I know one wonderful program that you have is you have your traveling zoo.
Yes.
Where you'll go to schools, you'll go to different organizations,
Mm-hmm.
and you bring animals. And even when you come on this show, you're going to bring me some animals.
Yes. And Emily is going to bring me...
Is it a bunny rabbit?
I can't go that easy on you, Judy. Emily has a hamster with her. This is a Chilean rose-haired tarantula. And you can see I'm taking her very gently from Emily's hand because her The bottom of her feet are actually very similar to like a Velcro. It's got like a hook on it. And that's to help her climb and to move around in the wild. Now she's a Chilean rose-haired tarantula, so she's only found in Chile. So you don't have to worry about finding her in your backyard.
She's huge.
She's not that huge.
Okay. All right, I'm going to try
You want to try to hold her?
I'm going to try this.
I'm going to let her walk over to you.
Okay.
And don't be alarmed. Like I said, you'll feel those little hooks at the bottom of her feet. I'm very proud. Look at how good you're doing.
I can't believe I'm doing this. Oh, Kelly, the things I do for you.
So you see she has these 2 little hooks on the back of her, and that's the spinnerets. So that's actually where the web comes out. She doesn't live in her webs like smaller spiders you'd find around this area.
Where does she live?
She actually uses her web to catch prey. So she'll spin that web on the ground and catch prey in it that way. She lives.
What is her prey? Horses or something, for heaven's sakes?
No. Very small, like insects. She loves
huge.
crickets. Yes. But that's just to catch the prey. She live under rocks and under, at the base of trees and things like that. Now she does have teeth. She has 2 fangs with a small amount of venom. Now, see, I said that after I put her in your hand. But it's nothing any more than like a bee sting would be. And, people ask if it's poisonous. But if you're like allergic to a bee sting, most of the time you would be allergic to the venom. So, but just a small reaction, so not too bad. So you see she has 8 legs. She has 8 eyes, which is better to see you with. And
Please don't have a thing against redheads.
Well, she doesn't. If you look her, she's got the rose hair.
See.
So her hair is kind of a pinkish reddish tint to
We're
it.
bonding here.
Absolutely.
Okay.
You guys are now BFFs.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
But like you mentioned, our traveling zoo program, we have education animals that aren't on regular exhibit. That are located in our basement or in our small animal room in the children's area. And because they're always moving, they're not on exhibit. So you'll see them when you visit the zoo in the summer. We like to have shows and different programs, and they are out a lot. So she's very used to being held and being
I was
going to
say, why is she so calm?
Yeah, she's so used to it.
Is that what it is?
Yes, I mean, she's constantly
How long
traveling.
have we had her at the zoo?
We've probably had her for about 5 or 6 years, I'd say. Could be a little bit longer now that I think about it.
And her name is Hamster.
Hamster.
And you didn't name her.
I didn't choose that name. No, I think there's a funny story with the keepers. I think they thought a hamster was coming to the zoo, and it was just a little bit of confusion. And then we get her, and
imagine their surprise when they open that package.
Absolutely. Expecting a hamster and seeing a tarantula. Yeah, a lot of people, she doesn't eat hamsters or anything like that. It was just a little inside joke, you could say.
Now, the tarantulas we have here in the United States, are they as big as this?
I'm sure people have found ones very large, but the thing with spiders, and I've noticed that people do have a very outstanding fear of things that are creepy and crawly.
Oh,
but spiders are so important to to us and to our environment. And if there were no spiders, you would definitely notice. And my favorite thing to tell people, well, because of the bugs they eat, we'd be inundated.
All right.
But my favorite thing to tell people that are afraid of them is that you're never farther than 2 feet away from a spider ever. There's always spiders around you.
Isn't that comforting, Kelly? Now, do you see how Kelly alleviates any of our fears?
Let's see if I'll move her over here. It's pretty amazing, too. They don't have a muscle structure like we do. Their legs move by their blood pressure. So that's pretty fascinating as well. Oh, see, she's kind of hooking onto you like that.
Yeah.
You did so good.
I can't believe I did that. I can't believe I did that.
I'm so proud.
She really is an interesting creature.
Really.
And I can imagine the children absolutely love it. Now, when you do the children's traveling zoo, would the children be able to hold her?
Not hold, and even with her, we have a hard time letting people pet her. She's, there's not a lot of area to pet.
Right.
And we're, how it is. When we see the gloves come out, that a reptile's coming. So we're really particular about what we let the kids pet. Usually the furry stuff, the prickly stuff, that kind of thing. But usually not her and not reptiles.
I bet the kids go absolutely crazy with it.
It's funny, and my biggest thing too about working at the zoo is teaching. Teaching the kids there's nothing to be afraid of and how important that these animals are. And when you get them young, that helps. And we have zoo classes starting at 6 months old, which I think is amazing. Some of our baby classes for 6 to 24 months They are teaching the kids how to pet nicely, how to, learning about the animals at the zoo, and not to be afraid, to respectful of the animals, but not to be afraid. So you got to get them young.
And you do, because actually my granddaughters, if there's a spider in the house, they do not kill that spider. They will get a piece of paper
and take it outside.
And take it outside.
I do that.
Kelly, you've got to my granddaughter.
I even did that, but people say, well, it's because you work at the zoo. But I even did that before I worked at the zoo. I have a hard time just
did that.
squishing something.
Squishing them like that. So I'll tell you one thing. You have so many great programs. What are some of the tried and true ones that you're going to be continuing this year?
For our education programs?
Education and just different events at the zoo. What are some of the events?
Well, for our education program, summer is a great time for us. We have several camps that the kids can go to. We have half day and brand new this year some full day camps. We have a great new program that the education staff started last year called Parents Night Out, and it's really turned into this huge phenomenon. It's usually held on Friday nights. It's from 6 to 9, and it's kind of gives a chance. You drop your kids off at the zoo, and you go have a date night. You go to the movies, you go to dinner, and we'll take care of the kids. So we give them pizza, a carousel ride, we watch a movie, they walk around the zoo, and it's in the evening, so they get a little bit of a different feel. And it's a great time. Oh, these classes have been filling up so quickly.
Oh, I can imagine.
And we're holding them all summer long. The parents love them just as much as the kids do.
And the kids do. I mean, what better place than to leave your kids in at the zoo?
Absolutely.
That's a win-win situation for everybody.
We also have some zoo snoozes this year, some overnight programs, which we tried several years ago and worked out really well, and have brought them back.
I remember when you started those.
Kind of having a bunk at the zoo and staying overnight. So that's been fun. But tons and tons of summer programs. Summer is such a huge month for us, so we have to get as much in as we can, and to get people there and to show them something different. So our number one thing that people would talk to us about is our hours. We're open 7 days a week, Monday through Saturday from 10 until 5, and summer Sundays 10 until 6. But for people that work, we understand that's kind of difficult. So Wednesdays in July, we're staying open till 8 p.m.
Great idea.
This is the third year we've done it, and it's turned out wonderful.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, and we've kind of corresponded it with our Members Day, where our Members Day we'd get, our zoo members would get a free hot dog and a pop. So you can actually pick one of the Wild Wednesdays to come to and get your kind of like a dinner, So we have activities.
Bring the family, come have fun.
Absolutely, we have a
right
DJ,
after work. That's
chalk
right.
drawing, animal shows. It's so much fun, and the people have really been loving it.
Well, Kelly, I'm going to ask if you brought any other animals.
I did, and you know what this means when I bring these out. That means there's a reptile here. And a lot of people ask us why we wear these gloves, and it's sometimes reptiles can carry salmonella.
Okay.
And just because they're carriers of it doesn't mean that they have it, but we just take that precaution.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez.
No need to be afraid. He ate yesterday, so they said he'd be pretty calm today. This is...
Oh, well, thank you.
I know, they were so kind of them. This is Oliver, and he is a ball python. And you see, he gets that name because he tends to stay curled up in a ball. We don't ever recommend getting reptiles as pets unless you really do your research and it's really something that you want to do. But most of the time, people have this kind of snake as a pet because they don't get much larger than this. Do you want to hold him?
Okay, all right. Oh, dear. Oh, dear.
Always watch where his head is.
Oh, okay. He's kind of squishy.
Yeah, and the main thing...
I didn't expect him to be this squishy.
People think that we wear these gloves because they're slimy, and that's not the case.
They're not slimy.
Their skin is just shine. Actually, he just shed, so he's probably at his shiniest right now. And you see he's sticking that tongue out. That's, him smelling.
What does that mean?
That means he's smelling.
Okay.
He grabs the air particles right out of the air. He has 2 grooves at the roof of his mouth, and those lead to the Jacobson organ, and that's how they smell. They do have teeth. They have about 100 teeth, but they're all pointed inwards. Why do you think that is?
I have no idea, Kelly.
It's because they're usually eating things much larger than their head, and their teeth are pointed inward to help them get their food in their mouth faster.
That is so comforting. That is just so comforting.
They also have a tube down the side of their throat, so when their mouth is open, they can still breathe while they're eating. I always tell the kids, They have a very stretchy jaw muscle. That's how they open their mouth so wide. And it would be the equivalent of us being able to open our mouths and eat a watermelon in one bite. So that's how much larger than their head that they can eat.
Now, where is he going?
He's very adventurous, young Oliver.
Oh, take some lessons from the tarantula, let me tell you.
Yeah, she didn't move around much at all.
No, but I'm going to tell you, his skin is beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
I mean, it really, really is beautiful.
You can just see how it shines, and not slimy, but just shiny.
The gold and the
and you know, they have
dark
that
brown
broken up
back.
pattern for when they're in the wild, just like, you know, the military wears camouflage to blend in. That's exactly
and that's
how
what
it
it's
is.
for. Now, what are some of the items that would be on his diet?
He prefers mice.
Okay, look at that tiny little head. Don't you be looking at me.
Their faces, I think they're so expressive as well. I mean, a lot of people don't agree with me, but they actually have, if you look really closely, if he cooperates with me, they have heat pits around their mouths.
Okay.
It kind of looks like a smile to me, but the heat pits are really important. They help him figure out body heat. So he can sense your body heat right now, and he can tell how large you are by that. And he knows that it's, you know, we're nothing he'd be able to eat, so he'd move on and look for something smaller. They don't have ears, but they'll lay on the ground, and they can pick up the vibrations from things moving or walking around.
So in other words, he knows if someone's walking towards him or if a vehicle's coming his way.
Yes, and you know, a lot of people automatically assume that all snakes are strikers, like that they strike at their prey. But he's a constrictor, so he lays in waits and then he squeezes. He's a squeezer. I'm sure you can feel those muscles. Yeah. And when he's cold, you know, he's cold-blooded, so what he'll do is he usually wraps around whoever's holding him just to kind of steal their body heat to warm them up a little bit.
He is cold.
Yeah, he feels a little bit on the cool side, so he'd try to wrap around us and steal our body heat.
That's why. This is interesting. I bet the kids absolutely love.
They do, and you know, when they don't, and we
him.
just teach them a little bit, you know, they learn to. You know, we're always careful, don't over. You know, we don't want them to get too comfortable that they're approaching these animals in the wild. He's from Africa, so you wouldn't find a ball python around here, but there are, you know, garter snakes and things like that around this area. You always have to be careful when you're taking things
would
in the
not
wild.
bite me.
Not just, they don't bite just to bite, but you know, anything with teeth can bite, is what I always say.
Well, that's true too.
Yeah, but they don't bite just to bite. Their teeth are for other reasons. So.
Okay.
You did so good. A snake and a spider all in 10 minutes.
Oh my gosh, I
So
can't
proud.
believe you did this to me. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he was a good boy. Good job, Oliver.
Very,
Emily.
very interesting.
Yes, so you know, we also have some great new programs at the zoo this summer. You know, with the construction project, we were thinking of things we could add to people's experience when they come to visit.
Such
and
as?
we brought in dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs, tell me about that one.
We're working with this company called Coco Row in California, and they have to scale life-size dinosaurs. But what we brought in with the space we have a full-size T-Rex head. We have a half scale of a Triceratops, and then we have a pterodon hanging from our Rotary Pavilion, and they're all in Children's Zoo.
You're kidding me. Oh my gosh, I bet the kids love
They love
them.
it. Our horticulturist decorated the area with some trees and some different greenery. We have dinosaur sounds playing. There's a fossil dig station so the kids can act like a paleontologist. Great photo opportunities, and everyone's just been loving it.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait to get there and see that this year.
It's
When
great.
did you bring that in?
It just got here in the end of May. It opened Memorial Day weekend, and then we'll be at the zoo through the end of August. So it's just a summertime thing.
Oh, okay.
It was sponsored by J.H. Bennett Moving and Storage, so they sponsored to get them in and get it set up, and it looks fantastic.
Now, tell me about memberships.
Yeah.
I think it's really important to have a membership to the zoo. I really do, because, and you have memberships that fit everybody's needs,
Yes.
from a single parent to grandparents to
yes.
families.
Yes, so we have several different kinds of memberships. They range. There's two different prices: $65 for a regular membership, which typically covers 2 adults sharing a household and their children under the age of 18, with the grandparents to be their grandchildren under the age of 18, or a plus membership, which is $5 more. That's $70, and that gives you 10 guest passes, which is a great deal. So you're getting 10 people in for only $5 more. So if you have family visiting from out of town, or maybe a babysitter you'd like to bring along with you, it's a great deal. And you know, our membership, because we're associated with the AZA, like we talked about earlier, other accredited zoos throughout the United States we reciprocate with. So you either get half off or free to those zoos, and we have a full list on our website, state by state, letting you know.
So then if you're traveling and you want to stop at the zoo, because it's always fun to stop at a zoo, no matter what town you're visiting in, Pittsburgh, Cleveland, any of those.
Yeah, so if you show your Erie Zoo membership card, it's typically 50%
there'll be some type of a
off.
discount?
Yeah, it's usually 50% off, but some zoos are still free, which is great. I used mine when I went to Hawaii, and I got to go to the Honolulu Zoo for half off. And
did you really?
It just helps, you know, when you're on a trip, you're spending a lot of money, so it helps you. And I love to go to different zoos, so I'm sure a lot of people in this area do too. Go figure, right?
Go figure. Well, it is important. I know my daughter, she's got the full membership, and for her and her family, and we utilize it an awful lot.
There's so much to do, and there's so much changing, and we have the new exhibits. You know, people like to come and see the progress of the construction, all the special events that we have, the Wild Wednesday staying open till 8 o'clock. It's just, there's so much to do, and there's so much changing. You know, we see people several times a week, and sometimes I wonder, you know, are things changing that much that it changes week to week? But it really does.
It really is. And I know from year to year, every time I go there, there's something new. You've added something new. Something's been moved. I like to go there and spend the day. It's a great place to go spend the day because, of course, you can even have lunch there too.
Yeah, absolutely. We have our healthy options now, which people really love.
I like those healthy options.
Salads
and
wraps, and we like to come to the zoo and have our popcorn and cotton candy. But with the kids' meals, you can get apple slices now instead of chips. So there's always something different and something new.
So you can spend the whole day there. I love the train ride too.
Yeah, and we have some new babies out in Safariland. We had 3 mouflon sheep born this spring.
Did you really?
And you can only see them if you ride the train.
So what other new animals do you think we're going to be getting in? What are you guys looking at?
Well, I always say spring is when love is in the air. So hopefully we'll be having babies here within the next few months. A couple, I don't want to mention yet, but hopefully we'll have some of those. But our newest addition that people have been going crazy over, and I never thought it would get the reception it did, is a pot-bellied pig.
No way.
Yes.
Really?
His name is Wilbur. He's adorable. He is right, everyone knows where the chicken coop is. You ask anyone where the chickens are, and they know exactly where it is. There's a wooden walkway down towards the greenhouse, and he's located back there, but he has just been, everybody loves him. Everyone's going crazy over him, and along with the staff, we love him as well, but our visitors have been loving him. And, we just got a Facebook page about 8 months ago now, and I put up his picture, welcoming him and telling everyone to come see him. And it was our most popular post since we started the page. Was Wilbur.
Oh my gosh.
I had pictures of tigers and penguins and, leopards, but it didn't matter because Wilbur was the star.
Wilbur. So you're on Facebook. Everybody check him out on Facebook. I didn't know. I'm going to get on Facebook and I'm going to like you.
Yes, thank you. And we are on Instagram as well. Something new that we started last fall. We were, we had held off. We were a little leery about it, but everything's been going fantastic, and the likes have been going great. And, when you go on there, you get to see kind of sneak previews of things that are going on. And I started a little program with it. I was doing animal selfies. Do you know what a selfie is?
Yeah,
when
I know
you can
what a
take a picture of
selfie is.
yourself? Yeah.
I have grandchildren. I know what
You know
I
what a selfie
is.
So our keepers have been getting these amazing pictures where it looks like the animals are taking selfies, and they've been going over fantastic.
Great.
I know I had a tiger selfie, like I said, but it didn't matter because Wilbur was on the Facebook page. So.
I have to check out Wilbur.
Yeah.
I really do.
He's very cute.
You've got some tried and true programs too that I know you're going to be continuing. You've got Grandparents' Day every year. It's an annual event.
Yes, that's the last Wednesday in July this year from 10 until 2. We'll have about 40 vendors. We'll have screenings and different things like that, but definitely our busiest day of the year.
Is it really the Grandparents' Day? And they have things, big truck day or something.
Yes.
I mean, kids love that big, when you bring in this big heavy equipment, and
Yes.
it's like kids are in heaven climbing all around it.
Yes, that was the beginning of June. We had that
And
event.
you do that every year.
It's the kickoff kind of to our summer season.
Yeah.
It's the first
Right.
event where kind of the kids are out of school and we're getting ready to geared up for the zoo. My favorite is Frozen Safari. That's July 12th this year. The kids get to go around and get frozen treats from different kinds of ice cream and ice cream sandwiches. And
Well, I'm sure that's their favorite one
I know
too, Kelly.
it's my favorite, but unfortunately I don't get to partake in it. So.
Well, Kelly, thank you so much for joining us here. You have a website too, and it's just filled with information.
Yes.
Where can they go if they want to get any more information on memberships?
Absolutely. Everything you can find at eriezoo.org on our Facebook page, and you can follow us on Instagram.
Okay, and also they're located at 423 West 38th Street. If they have a question they want to call, what number can they reach you at?
864-4091. The office is open weekdays from 8 until 5, so you'll get somebody when you call.
Okay. Kelly, thank you so much for joining us. It has been a pleasure. Well, yes, it has been a pleasure. I'm just going to say it.
I was going to say thank you for having me and my guests.
You always bring such interesting guests. I cannot wait to go back and tell everybody that I was bonding with a tarantula.
Not many people can say that, and you can.
Oh, and a snake. Oh, yeah, yeah. All right, Kelly, thank you so much. Have a wonderful, wonderful season.
Thank you.
Can't wait to see you there.
Thanks.
Viewers, if you have not been at the zoo lately, you've got to come down, see what's going on. Kelly, I know she's talked about some programs, but honestly, there's a heck of a lot more going on at the zoo. Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you.
Viewers, till next time, have a wonderful day, and thank you for tuning in to the Millcreek Government Channel.
You're watching the Millcreek Government Channel, powered by WQLN Public Media.